Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Faustian Bargains, the Warhammer 40k Wrath and Glory campaign run by me, William, as your game master, and I am joined today by Andrew.
Hello, I am Andrew, and I'll be playing Viola's Showcase of the Fireside Enclaves.
And John.
I'm John. I'm playing Lucky 13 from the Death Corps of Krieg, and also, for those watching, there won't be a audio mixer capture on this one because my third monitor is not working anymore, and that's the one that I used for that whole thing. So,
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm playing Sidra Gilliam Syker.
And Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Gita Wolfblood, so I forget her last name. Space Marine, Space Wolf Reaver.
And Cody.
I'm Cody. I'm playing Seraphim's sister, Mira.
And I'm going to assume that the lack of mute sign means that we have Craig.
Yes, I may be, in a way, I'm Craig. I'm playing Gobrook Teeth Tosser, the Bad Moon Flashgit, and I have in real life a puppy who is clearly part squig because he is causing all sorts of problems over here. So if I have to go, that's why.
So, when last we left our Inquisitorial group, they had arrived upon the planet and been greeted by a threat from the Cognitae that had been swiftly dealt with by a group of harlequins who had a message to deliver to the group, referring to them as the Dancers of the Black Dragon, and providing them with an amount of riddle or mystery regarding their necessary objectives in completing this investigation, and potentially revealing that they are somehow involved in much greater schemes and organization than they thought they were initially. Afterwards, they made their way to meet up with their contact and new squad mate upon the planet by the name of Lucky 13. And upon arriving, proceeded to secure the location and prepare to investigate the area. We left off last time with Sidra and 13 going to investigate possible ingress into the lower levels of the Hive City. But before we do anything more with them, we will shift over to the group that had intended to patrol around the area out here, which I believe was Gita, Showcase, and Gobrook. So the group of you were intending to make your way out and presumably explore the area around the hab block that you're staying in. Gita, are you going in your armor or out of it?
She's gonna go in the armor.
All right. So, what about Showcase?
Helmet on.
Helmet on, but out of armor?
Out of armor. Wearing mesh.
And then Gobrook is just Gobrook.
That's right.
So, an individual who could theoretically pass for human to the unenlightened about the Tau, as long as they don't notice the missing finger on each hand, and a individual who is very clearly a space wolf wearing space wolf armor, and an orc head out to patrol the
beginning of a
streets.
joke.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've heard this one.
The Space Wolf says, "You're lucky you're so short. That hurt like mad."
Head out to patrol the areas around. Are you looking for anything in particular, or are you just trying to learn about the layout of the current area you're in?
Gita just wanted to investigate the layout, see what was around, if there are any people, any buildings, what was in them.
So this is a mid-level residential district, which means that for the most part, it's relatively run down and less populated than most of them. But it is for the most part civilian housing and relatively and stores and businesses that are related to civilians. So like small restaurants and places that provide the daily materials and supplies that individual families would get on a regular basis from the Imperium, which the Imperium as a whole tends to run a very sort of somewhere between fascism and feudalism style of government along most of the galaxy, to where individual worlds are sort of their own fiefs, sort of the Imperium. So you'll run across different methods for each place. But Throne Gelt appears to be good here, so they don't seem to have their own currency. But the local businesses are largely, that would be around this area, would largely be either just like small family-owned restaurants or the large government-controlled facilities that see to the daily needs of civilian life. Aside from that, there is an Arbites station, like a few blocks away. Which
I swear to God, I thought you were saying there was an Arby's.
That's what I was hearing too.
No, Arbites.
The restaurant, we have to go through their basement.
The Adeptus Arbites, who are the police force of the setting. And the Arbites station is a couple of blocks away from your hab block, which means that the crime in the area is relatively low, but it also means that if you do anything suspicious, you will immediately attract the attention of the Arbites and potentially have to use your inquisitorial clout to tell them to piss off, which would draw attention potentially. But as you maneuver around, damn it, Laura. Or no, it's Cody. Damn it. I saw the S's and I read Sidra rather than sister. But as you're walking around, you are definitely drawing an amount of attention. Surprisingly, the orc draws the kind of attention that you would sort of expect like an Ogren to draw in most other Imperial places, where it's like, that's a big person who is dangerous to everyone around them, we should stay clear, rather than, oh my god, that's an alien, kill it now. But the ones that do, and the Tau is just sort of, as far as most people are concerned, it's another like mercenary walking through who is, someone who might be dangerous, but they're just kind of there. They're more worried about the orc than the Tau. But the Space Wolf is drawing a particular amount of attention because the iconography of the Adeptus Astartes chapters is recognizable, even if you don't recognize an individual chapter. The unique shape of their armor, the style of the equipment they wear is recognizable the Imperium over. And so there are a number of civilians who sort of stop and stare when they see the Space Marine pass by. Several of them sort of take a knee instinctively or begin to pray to the God Emperor as they see this walking angel of death begin to march down the streets. You are definitely attracting an amount of attention.
Gita in her armor is bigger than Gabruk, right?
At least as big, if not bigger. Probably bigger being a Primaris Marine.
Okay.
Perhaps I shouldn't have worn the armor.
Why not?
I seem to be attracting some attention.
Well, that's the point, isn't it?
I'm sorry, what?
That's the point, isn't it? You want to look nice and big so others don't give you no guff. And if they do, you've got your big armor on, so you can give them a crumping.
The point right now is to not attract attention.
So it would be best
Gabrick
if
looks Gita up and down and up, way up again, and then looks over at Chokais and then looks at his own snaz gun and says, "We should have worn more purple."
Perhaps it would be best if we were to expedite our patrol.
Yes.
Speaking of, go ahead and roll me an awareness, the three of you.
All right.
Difficulty 2.
Well, I got a 1.
Oh. Nice.
I just succeeded. I got a 2.
5.
3.
You got 3.
Don't forget your exalted icons.
Oh, hey, you're right.
You got 3, but you can't shift the exalted because you need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Hey, it's the first time I've succeeded on an awareness roll. I'll take it.
What we're saying is Gobrick isn't very aware.
But Gita can shift that icon if she wants to.
I will.
Yeah, shift it for glory or for anything else.
Glory.
All right, glory it is. So Gita and Gobrick, as you're maneuvering, you notice the presence of a number of arbiters begin to sort of gather around, looking at the group of you sort of with notable concern, as one might. The Adeptus Arbites are sort of identifiable by their unique aesthetic. They have this sort of they look very Judge Dredd in that they have this sort of like heavy armor plate with these large visored helmets that sort of like bucket style with the one like black visor where their eyes would be, with this sort of heavy plate, and their iconic weapon, their shock maul, being prominently displayed on all of them, as there's probably about 3 or 4 arbiters that seem to have seem to have been paying attention to the group of you.
Oh, there's a bunch of them chingits looking at us. You think they's in league with these coggies?
Gita'll just stare at him for a second. I swear I only understand about 30% of what comes out of your mouth.
I think what he's trying to say is that the subject would be best discussed when our patrol is complete. Shokai's knowing full well that Gobrick did not have that in mind at all.
What? You what?
Don't worry about it.
Very out of character for you, Gobrick.
No, it's just them's with the chins. And he does a sort of inverse square with his fingers, miming the shape of the helmet, only showing the chin. You think they's with the corgis? You know, those others that came through?
Perhaps we should head back.
Do you head back to the hat block?
Gita will start to. She doesn't want to attract too much attention.
Yeah, Showcase is right behind her.
Well, you definitively have a tail, as the
It's just a rumor.
as this squad of arbiters proceeds to follow you from a few blocks distance as you make your way back to the hab block.
Wonderful.
Are you good to know we can get into a proper crump without going too far from home? Convenient, like.
It may not be wisest to lead them back to where we are staying.
Oh, well, I think we just did.
Are the first victims of my Claymore mines going to be some Adeptus Arbites?
I certainly hope not.
Are we back at this point? I didn't.
Well, you're not there
realize.
yet, but you're still
Okay.
you are heading in that direction. Are you doing anything on the way?
How many of them are there?
4.
She will whisper to Shokais. Do you think we should try to lose them before we
What are
make
you
it
talking
back?
about?
Don't worry about it, Gobrick.
All right.
Oh, surely this is to you.
It's a first.
At any rate, yes, that does seem wise. As loath as I am to suggest it, maybe splitting up is an ideal path.
That's what I was thinking. One of us has to take Gobrick, though. He cannot go by himself.
A lot of the enthusiasm just drains out of Showcase as she says in a completely defeated voice, I'll do it.
All right. If you're sure.
Oh, I have an idea.
Try not to
curious.
kill him.
Oh, don't worry. The pistol isn't going to cut it. She taps the what is ostensibly a las pistol on her hip.
Okay. Gita will turn to Gobrick.
When you look over, Gobrick is trying to look like he's having an important conversation with Fancy Lad.
Gobrick, we're going to split up.
Right.
You're going with Shokais.
All right, what we're doing?
Listen to Shokais.
Yeah, but for what? Are we going out? We're going to just run up to him and give him a crumping?
No.
We're going to hide behind a corner and then crump him when it comes around?
Relax, Gobrick. We're not getting into a fight just yet. You will have your fill of bloodshed in due course. But not right now, okay?
All right.
Great. Now come with me. I have an idea. We're going to go find some food.
Oh, all right. And cheered, Gobrick follows along with Shokais.
Hey, I want to see how this goes. What are you guys doing?
I'm so excited.
So Showcase will lead Gobrick and any tailors a short distance away from the abandoned hub where we're staying. And she will keep an eye out looking for looking for what she thinks passes as a restaurant in the area.
What does Showcase think passes for a restaurant in the area?
Well, being primarily a frontline soldier, she has very little idea of how of Imperial custom in this regard. Although she can read Low Gothic, so if there is any blatant labeling or advertisements, she might pay attention to those.
Oh God, Craig. Okay.
Oh, that's great. I love it.
I want that restaurant to be a thing now.
Please
those
tell
of
me
you-
that's one of the restaurants.
You're the storyteller. Make it a thing.
For those of you playing at home, Craig has just put the Greater Gouda into chat.
The best.
I want this to be a thing.
Yep.
The Emperor's honey baked ham. It's just a regular honey baked ham like store, but just just add the Emperor on front of everything.
Mhm.
You could probably.
Oh God! Advertising in the 41st millennium. You have just like psychic emanations of the Emperor being like, "I'm the Emperor of man. I'm the God Emperor of mankind, and this is my favorite restaurant on this planet."
Roll me a d6, Shokais.
Okay.
I'm your local
What?
inquisitor, and I heartily endorse this Arby's.
So you find a dive bar.
All right.
And you mostly are able to identify it by the giant mug that looks like it's overflowing with frothing spirits as a sign.
Oh. This ought to tide us over, at least for now. Though
I
I
think
have
they've
to
got
wonder,
fungus bear in that big mug.
I'm sure they've got something.
So you head into the dive bar.
Gabrok will head in.
All right, so you head in and are immediately met by the 40K equivalent of a biker bar. Where
a space wolf bar.
That's a Viking bar.
You said the same thing twice.
Surely a Space Marine dive biker bar would be the White Scars.
Yeah, actually, the White Scars would be the ones in a biker bar. But it's definitely full of these sort of like large, tough-looking individuals in this sort of smoky atmosphere. The scent of tobacco and alcohol in the air. The sort of back wall covered in bottles, sort of target board on one of the posts where people have been throwing knives. The series of variously repaired tables spread across the room, some of them with large chunks taken out of them, some of them half leaning off of broken legs. The clientele is almost universally burly and covered in at least some variety of studs and or spikes.
Are they universally human, or at least abhuman?
Most of them are humans or abhumans. You have not seen any aliens in this bar.
Okay. Unless Shokais is running interference, Gabrok is headed up to the bar.
Shokais will go with Gabrok, but she's keeping an eye out. Moment.
What do you all drink?
You walk up to the bar, and the bartender is a large man, sort of pot-bellied, with sort of arms that have seen a lot of labor, and sort of cleaning a large mug out as you approach, sort of bald on top with a large walrus mustache.
Large.
Big McLarge huge.
His name is Lars.
Large Lars. And he sort of looks up at you at Gabrok, and there's that instinctive sort of disdain for the non-human that is sort of ingrained in Imperial citizens, that is sort of less severe than it would be on a more core world. It's definitely sort of we've seen your kind, we don't trust them, but they're here, and so as long as they're here, they might as well pay. It's the kind of thing you expect to see occasionally on worlds near Tau. Like, Shokais might have seen this kind of reaction on some Imperial worlds near the borders of Tau space. like Imperial Fringe worlds that occasionally have traded with the Tau and sort of gotten used to their presence, even if they don't quite trust them. And that's definitely the reaction that's being given to Gobrook right now. As he looks up at Gobrook. Well, we got Sakra, we got Amasek, we got spirits. What you looking for?
Gobrook was talking to Shokai. He said, what do you blueies like to drink? I think we may be having internet issues.
No.
Sorry,
Oh,
I lost
okay.
a little bit of the description of the bartender and his attitude to Gobrook, but
He was medium-sized, I think.
Large,
No, it's very large. It's mostly it.
Is that the name of the bar? Is Extra Lars?
Mm.
It is now.
Yes. Yes.
oh.
And Gobrook was asking Shokais what Tau liked to drink, although he said blueies.
Well, I can safely say it's something you've never heard of, and they likely won't have it here.
He's probably right.
Alien
Oh.
hipster.
Something you've
Little
never
bit.
heard of.
I like to drink fungus beer, but you probably haven't heard of it. It's too underground. You got any
Oh,
fungus
wow.
beer? We'll take 2 and a thimbleful of something really high shelf for my boy Fancy Lad here.
He looks at you for a minute and just sort of looks at the shelf behind him, and he sort of looks up and down it and just sort of grabs a bottle that is large with green glass. I keep saying large.
Now that you've noticed it, you'll never stop.
I know.
Yeah.
This thick like green glass bottle as he sets it down in front of the two of you, and then grabs a separate brown bottle and sort of tips a small amount into like a shot glass and sets it next to the bottle. And
was it actually on a high shelf? Because Gobrook does not know what that expression means.
Yes,
He's
it was
just heard
actually
it
on the.
before.
It was literally on the top shelf.
Okay, yeah, then that's fine. Okay.
And he lists a price in Thrones, which presumably the group of you have acquired from the Inquisition that you can easily. I'm not even going to ask you to make a roll. You just have an amount that you can just slam down on the table.
All right. Yeah, Gobrook will pay.
Yeah. It's weird little metal coins for you. You don't understand why the humans use these. They have no value to you.
A little something for your trouble. And Gobrook will add 3 teeth.
So he swipes the Thrones and looks at the teeth for a second and then swipes them too.
As well.
Like, he shrugs, swipes them over.
Gobrook nods approvingly.
Sort of goes back to
that's-
maintaining the rest of the
That's
mugs
why
and stuff.
his name is Teeth Tosser.
Oh, yeah. He makes it rain, baby.
Got it. God, it took me a long time.
He's a Bad Moons. Bad Moons have the most teeth.
Got it.
Yeah. So you have this thick green bottle and a shot glass of something else.
Gobrook will put the shot glass up on his shoulder so that Fancy Lad can reach it.
Fancy Lad eats the glass entirely.
Excellent. That's my boy. And then is there a way... you said there's one other bottle?
Yeah, there's this green bottle.
Is there a cork in it, or what's the top situation?
Yeah, it's just got like a cork stopper. Yeah.
Gabriel will pry it out with a claw and then hold it out to Shokais.
Well, fun fact about the Tau, their olfactory organs are inside their mouth. So Shokais opens the visor of her helmet and just takes a sip of the stuff.
It's
Whatever
a
the heck it might be.
strong whiskey.
Immediately sets the bottle back down, slams the visor shut, shakes her head. Start. I will leave that to you.
Roy! Gabriel watches that, and then with excitement will pick it up, take a big swig, and will... Is there anything nearby that is roughly helmet-sized? A bowl, a spittoon, anything.
Yes, I will say that there is literally a spittoon sitting next to the bar that people have been spitting into.
Gabriel will pick it up, dump it out, and then try to mimic the gesture that Shokais made by slamming down the helmet on his own head.
This Gabriel upends a spittoon onto the floor and slams it onto his head.
Ah, those don't
Now
smell
he's
good.
proper drinking.
Those don't smell good at all.
I mean, Gabriel probably is no Lily of the Valley either, let's be
No.
honest.
No, but that's like, it's compounding smells onto smells is what we're doing now.
And yeah, the whiskey is not fungus beer, but it is strong.
All right. Oh, he's a good plan, Shokais. And Gabriel will companionably slap Shokais on the shoulder.
Okay, slam.
He crashes into the bar and flops onto the floor.
That's what
Meanwhile, the Arbites.
The Arbites that split off into two groups of two to follow the two groups individually. And the two of them seem to be sitting outside the bar, sort of keeping an eye on the situation here, making sure nothing weird breaks out. Meanwhile, Gita, what are you up to?
I am going to try to lose the two that are following me.
How do you intend to do that?
Are there any, like, alleyways or anything around here she could try to duck into?
I mean, you can, but the situation here is that you're on an unfamiliar hive world, and these are the local police who patrol this area regularly. They probably know the layout way better than you do.
Right. What's near me right now? Are there any, like, restaurants or public places that I could duck into?
I mean, yeah, there's roll me a d6.
Okay. Just a straight d6?
Yeah.
1.
It's a good thing I was using a different list, or you would have ended up in the same bar.
That would have been amazing.
Keto walks into the bar.
You eventually find a church. You find a cathedral to the God Emperor, and sort of duck your way in there. And it's these cathedrals are always occupied, but to various levels depending on the time of day and the day of the week. But at the moment, there only seem to be a few people here to offer prayers to the God Emperor and the Ministorum staff here to maintain the cathedral. As you enter, at least there is a civilian sort of sitting in observance in the area who notices you enter, and immediately as soon as they see you, they sort of clutch this Aquila icon hanging from their neck in this sort of awestruck expression as they see one of the Emperor's angels walking through the door. And they sort of stare at you for a few seconds and then just sort of turn their head down and start praying to the Aquila in their hands.
Have they followed me in here? The two that were following me?
They're keeping a couple blocks of distance, so not yet.
Is there like a back exit or something? Or side exit?
I mean, you'd have to look. At the moment, you are in the chapel, basically.
She's gonna go try to find another way out.
Okay, just keep wandering aimlessly around the city until we get back, and then I'll deal with it.
It'll work. This will be fine.
So you start walking around, just sort of aimlessly looking, and then sort of out of the corner of the room, you hear this elderly voice speak out. By the Holy Emperor, one of the Astartes. And you sort of turn and look, and you see this individual in priest robes, a member of the Ministorum, probably the Ministorum priest who heads this chapel, sort of walking towards you with this sort of swinging censer hanging from his waist that's sort of issuing this incense smoke at all times. As he walks across the room towards you, sort of long golden robes, like these sort of pale, almost off-white gold, with the sort of crimson of the church laid about it, with this sort of small servo skull with a series of holy scrolls and like melting candles floating over his shoulder. As he approaches, what brings one of the Emperor's angels to a small cathedral on the world of Noctis?
I was just passing through.
She's
completely thrown off. No, she's not.
Just passing through. Oh, I see.
So he sort of looks up at you, and sort of seems to have this understanding of a meaning that you obviously did not actually have in that sentence, as he sort of looks up at you and sort of, I understand that the workings of the Adeptus Astartes are not for mere mortals to understand. Is there any way that I can assist you?
Is there another way to exit?
You got a back door.
Yeah.
You guys got a couch I could crash on?
You know, just completely back foot. As the priest sort of nods and sort of, you get the sense that this is not someone high in the church and is just sort of with that sort of indoctrinated everything that the Emperor's agents do is right and just sort of mentality, no matter what it is. And so
Awesome.
he just kind of
useful.
He just kind of nods and turns and, yes, of course, please follow me. And he will sort of lead you through several winding, and like, this isn't like a small town church in like Georgia. This is a small town church in 40K, which means it's the size of St. John's.
This is so fantastic. This is like, I'm just picturing like a kid with pictures of like comic book characters and stuff all over his walls, and Superman shows up and is like, "Hey, bud, can I use your bathroom?" Is he just like, is he losing his mind?
He's an old man, so he's probably trying not to die of a heart attack.
This is what it's like to live on the edge.
But or whatever the name of the giant cathedral in London, I can't remember the name of it.
There are many.
St. Peter's, St. Paul.
St. Paul, I think, is the one that people go to visit as a tourist attraction.
Yes, that is the one.
Look, there are many. You're gonna have to be specific.
Or Westminster.
Yeah, St. Paul's Cathedral in London, or Westminster Abbey. They're comparable. What I'm saying is this is a small town. Yeah, it's big.
It's real big.
This is a small town church in 40K, which is to say, big.
This is a large church.
just say it's a large church and move on.
Yeah, I mean, keep them a comparative scale. There are church planets. There
are literal whole planets that are churches.
If a whole city planet is what is it? Ecumenopolis. This would be what a ecclesiopolis. What would they call them? Like the
city-sized church.
Yeah,
Ecclesiopolis,
like a planet-sized church. Yeah,
a shrine world.
They literally call them shrine worlds in setting.
Fair. Yeah. Sorry, I'll go back to my fungus beer.
Glug, 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 glug.
But ecclesiopolis would probably be the appropriate term, yes. But yeah, so he leads you through this sprawling cathedral, and you eventually find your way out a different exit on the other side of it, which it's probably, for someone of his age, is probably like a half-hour walk that you could go through.
She will nod to him, say thank you.
He sort of nods and, may you always act with the Emperor's guidance. He sort of turns and heads back inside to inside the cathedral.
Kind of pointless to say that to an angel, to a space marine, isn't it?
He's acting by rote here.
Where did this take me? I
just saw the face of God.
Somewhere. Like, you're somewhere else in the city. You don't know this layout too well. You've been walking around for a few hours.
But there's no one following me right now, right?
Not that you can see.
Okay.
You want to try and find your way back to the Hab block? Go ahead and roll me survival.
Yeah.
Difficulty 2.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No. I'm lost forever.
It wasn't a complication, so
that's true.
You take a strain from trying to run around and try and find the place, but you do eventually make your way back. And you eventually manage to, without pursuit, find your way back to the abandoned Hab block. But while you have lost your tails, the other two have not. So what are you two doing?
I mean, Gobber's just still drinking.
Yeah.
Gobber doesn't realize there's a tail to lose.
That's also true.
So what are Shokais and Gobrok doing right now after continuing to drink?
Well, while Gobrok is occupied with the bottle, I think at this point Shokais would keep a close eye on the door just in case any Abatis show up. But for now, I think the best plan may be to hide out here until we can be sure the threat has passed. Or
That
just
sounds-
comes to us.
That sounds like a good plan. I like this place.
Of course you do.
You ought to love her.
It's probably at that point that the sound of a bottle slamming down onto a table is heard, as one of the individuals in this bar who seems to have had enough of the people sitting at the bar itself, sort of fucking Xenos walking around this city, unimpeded, unwatched, like they own the place. A particularly belligerent drunk starts to stand up from his table.
Nobody talks to me, mate, like that. And Gabrick
Easy, big guy.
points to Shokai's.
Easy, big guy. I'll take care of this.
You what?
Shokai's rounds on the belligerent. Look, we don't want any trouble, and you don't either. Have you seen what this guy is carrying? I have to put up with him on a regular basis. He wants to use that gun as often as possible. You don't want that.
It's true. I really do.
Roll me intimidation, Showcase.
Can I help?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Assist.
As he's just showcasing his.
What would you like to assist with, Gabrick?
Intimidation.
Yeah, the intimidation.
Yeah, okay. Roll me an assist roll.
I feel like just flexing.
Oh yeah, I mean, can I do it with
athletics?
Yeah.
With strength instead of willpower?
Yeah, can I do it with strength? With athletics?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, roll me athletics assist.
So I hit the assist button?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, damn.
Nice.
9?
Sheesh. That's so many.
Okay,
so you get one bonus die just for him succeeding the roll. But every exalted icon you shift will give another one. And you can shift all of them because you just needed to have one success. So you get 5 bonus dice on this intimidation check.
Good. Hey.
Nice. Nice.
9.
10,
9,
11,
10,
12.
11, 12 all up.
I think we did it. I think you did it.
The DN was 3. So you can shift what you want to shift.
Let me double check the shifting rules because I want to double check a thing. Can I shift to improve the quality of the intimidation so that people shut up about us?
So he, you gonna use all of them, or you gonna spin one in the glory, or?
I'll put one into glory and the rest into ensuring that everything is fine.
Okay. All right, and that was also a critical success. So, you see the drunk sort of process your words, and you see it slow for a second as he's trying to understand what you just said. But then you see the coin drop as he realizes what situation he's in, and he doesn't even say anything. He just sort of turns and runs out of the door of the bar that you guys came through.
Is he carrying any kind of firearm?
No.
Okay.
And you notice that the rest of the bar that was sort of like rallying behind their guy as he was, getting drunk and getting ready to stand up and pick a fight, have all just sort of looked back down at their drinks and decided they don't want to actually get involved in what's going on here.
Oh.
I thought you said this was going to be fun.
It was fun for me.
Gabrick is trying to figure out what to do with that statement.
Don't worry about it, big guy. Go back to your drinking.
He's
I will do my best to keep you reined in. she says to herself.
Gabrick's finger is just sort of raised in the air. He slowly lowers it and then picks up another bottle. Oh, did the guy leave a drink behind?
Yeah.
Gabrick will drink that.
We'll see, Will.
So after a while, after seeing that nothing more extensive than a series of intimidations is happening right now, and seeing that they recognize that you're not going anywhere just yet, the two arbites seem to sort of call the information in and sort of drift off.
A few minutes after they have disappeared, Showcase will poke her head outside for a few seconds, just check one way then the other down the road just to make sure they aren't actually there. And then she will duck back in and, against her better judgment, prod Gobrick in the shoulder.
What's that?
Time to go.
All right. Gabrick will finish whatever he's currently in the middle of drinking and follow along.
Showcase blinks behind her helmet. She did not expect that. But she does lead the way back down the road and starts heading for the hab this time.
It's boring in theirs anyway.
So you make your way back to the hab block. You're probably, after that situation, you probably arrive after 13 and Sidra get back, but before Gita gets back, because Gita, being the one who got lost, is going to be gone the longest.
So if we get back and no one's there,
Well,
something else happens.
Mira's there, and
Okay.
so is
Tacitus.
Okay.
Oh,
Mira,
that's right. Yeah.
Mira, Tacitus, Gora, and Expositus, and your Astropath are there.
Okay. So we get back. Okay, where's everyone else at?
I'm going to say the Astropath's name is Quentin.
Quentin. Beautiful. They must have gone. I don't know.
They went for a patrol just around to get a lay of the land for themselves.
So either shortly there will be sounds of gunfire outside,
I just want to
or
confirm.
we'll never see them again.
I just want to confirm the Space Marine, the Orc, and the Tau went on
Yes.
patrol.
You would be correct. Sounds like a joke.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go take a look, and I'm gonna go over to the sniper's post,
Shouldn't be hard to find.
and just with a scope, scan around and see if I can see things happening.
You probably see the Tau and the York making their way back. Like they're probably like a few blocks down by now.
All right, I've sighted our Tau and Orc. I do not see our Space Marine.
They all
No,
left together.
Is she walking around alone? I'm concerned.
So am I.
Ask when they get back.
I'm
Yeah.
also trying to balance my microphone because this microphone is very heavy and my tripod arm doesn't like that it's very heavy, and my counterbalance fell apart, so I'm trying to keep it balanced.
It's got that T-Rex arm strength going on
Basically, right now.
When those two get back,
Yeah, helmet off, hood down.
Sidra is going to ask, Did you lose Gita?
right now. She's, I think, objectively the largest of the three of you right now, and
How did you lose her?
We had to split up to avoid Arbite's interference.
Yes, I did I not tell all of you that there was an Arbity station nearby?
You might have. I wasn't listening.
And so the people that you sent out on patrol were the Orc, the Space Marine.
Yes, you
Tau.
keep saying that.
Nobody sent anybody. They just went.
I was bored.
Right. I'm slightly worried that Gita's going to not come back.
We went drinking. She probably went drinking too.
Does Gita have a Vox Pearl or something?
Yes, I believe so.
Or Vox Speed.
Being a sister of battle and having worked with Space Marines, you know they have Vox equipment in their armor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will go grab a Vox. Gita, this is 13. Can you hear me?
At this distance, yeah.
Yes, I can hear you.
Report on your position.
I got a little turned around, but I'm on my way back now.
A little turned around how?
I had to lose a couple people.
I try and grab the box. Gita, are you lost?
Just like grab my arm. It's like turn.
Yep.
I'm just turned around.
Gita, are you lost?
I'm turned around. They're two different things. I will make it back.
You
I know where I'm going.
Gita hears in the background over the box. Did you have some of this stuff in a green bottle?
I don't know what he said.
Good, Gobrook made it back. Did Shokai make it back?
Yes, Shokai and
Okay.
yanked my arm back. Shokai and Gobrook made it back.
Okay, I'll be back.
Your
shortly.
arm slightly tingles.
It's covered in arbor. It's fine.
Okay.
All right, we'll keep an eye out for you. Remember not to use the entrance you used first.
Okay.
Because it's currently booby trapped. And I will keep an eye out from the sniper's perch for our missing space wolf.
Probably another hour or so later, Gita manages to make her way back to the hab block.
Oh, welcome back.
Which is impressive time considering the scale of the city itself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sure. That's one way to describe it.
So, did either of you find anything out on your patrol?
Not too much, mainly trying to lose the tail. I did discover that next time I'm not wearing my armor.
We found out the folks in pubs around here are a bunch of grotlings.
I think what he is trying to say is that we found a local watering hole.
And they ain't even willing to have a proper crumpin'.
Oh, no fight.
Shokais was even telling them how much I like to fight. But he just got up and left. Real rude like.
I think it's because he knew we would lose.
Fighting with words can be just as successful as pulling that oversized trigger of yours, Big L.
No, I don't think so. Because you can't punch somebody with words.
You would be surprised.
Gobrook hasn't talked to... Gobrook is forgetting about the weird boys.
Well, Gita, I'm glad you're not dead in an alley somewhere. Welcome back.
It just took me a while to lose them.
You got lost. It's okay. I whisper that.
She will completely ignore you.
Yep. Well, 13 and I scouted out. We found a restaurant. We can get down into the lower city.
Yeah, so if we wanted to get down further, we could go through the gates that take everyone down to the lower city, but that would require scanning in and acknowledging our particular instances of being under inquisitorial aspects. So probably not the best idea. There's access to maintenance tunnels that take you down to the lower city underneath a nearby building. We can get in. We can sneak in pretty easily, but the larger folk will have to go in and talk their way through, which I imagine shouldn't be a problem for one of the Emperor's angels.
Sure.
I imagine that that's going to mean I'm going to have to go in and showcase just gestures to the mesh armor she is currently wearing.
There's not enough room down there for your dreadnought.
Unfortunate.
Am I going to need to go without my armor?
There's enough room for you, barely.
Okay.
You'll have to squeeze, but it'll be fine.
And we'll need some chain to get down. It drops down into a sump pump.
Yeah, I think we have. I think we have.
I think
that
we
already.
established that.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether
Yeah.
that happened or we rolled back that part. Okay,
Yeah, I believe we've established that as a thing we already have.
cool.
It'll be a bit of climbing, but it'll get us down there. Now that'll be for searching out any information about the gangs in the lower city, if that's what we want to. If that is the direction that we would like to proceed in.
Well, we have to find the man with no face, right?
There's lots of information we need to find, and lots of different ways to find it. As I've said previously, this is just one of our options. And if it's the one everyone wants to go with, we can proceed. If it's not, we can change. We can chase another avenue.
What
I'd
would our
still
other
say if that's too
options
hard,
be?
we could find a normal man and take off his face.
So, as a reminder of what our what our other options are, we could attempt to gather the information from local arbites. They will have information regarding any undercity gang activity that is currently going on, which we could then use to extrapolate what gangs have recently been demolished and what's taken up their place. Going to the lower cities themselves, because as we've previously established, the Cognitae have moved in and begun codifying or replacing the undercity gangs that are currently in existence on the planet. William, I think that's right, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the best information you've got so far.
Yeah. So we could go down to the lower city and see and interface directly with the gangs, which will give us the best information, but will also be the most, well, not necessarily the most dangerous, but will be the most time consuming. I forget what the third option was. We had three options. It was the Arbites, the gangs directly, or something else. I can't remember what the something else was.
I don't remember. I thought it was just those two mostly.
Yeah. I think those were.
Or we could, try and find, because the ones that are replacing those ones that have gotten bumped off are in the upper levels.
Well,
so
they're in the lower levels still.
I thought they were.
Or we could make a ruckus until they decide to attack us again and take prisoners.
Yeah, let's not do that. That doesn't
seem
good.
like the best.
They jumped us.
They got lucky. But that's all it takes sometimes. If that's the most readily available avenue of pursuit right now, I don't see, might as well explore it.
After the near run-in several of us have had with the Arbites, I think the lower city is probably our better port of call.
That's easily done. Just have to lead the way. When everyone's ready, then we'll get set off. Go ahead and make your preparations.
Ready. All set.
I will grab my long las and sling it over my back. Because I don't know. Because while the maintenance tunnels will be very close quarters fighting, I don't know what we'll get once we're out of them.
Is anyone bringing chain? You said you needed it.
Yeah, I've got some.
Okay.
I got chain.
And Gunbrook. Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
I will acquire the material. I will acquire my long las and the materials we need to construct a way down.
All right.
I think I said it before, but it's like the scene in Great Muppet Caper. I feel like Gobrook is the guy going, I brought the paper towels.
Make sure you've got everything you need for preparation with close quarters combat as well. If we get jumped in the maintenance tunnels, it'll be very tight quarters.
Well, wonderful. Unfortunate, but perhaps necessary.
So, guys, you got anything shooty you can carry with you outside your booster?
Showcase just taps the pistol at her side.
No, but like a real one.
Let me just... Oh, don't worry. This little pistol will be... And she mutters a phrase in the Tau language that... This will be riding the lightning soon enough.
Was that how you say small and Tau?
Would you like me to demonstrate, Barbarian?
Yeah.
If I might suggest,
I back away.
this is neither the time nor the place.
And that is exactly why that will not happen.
All right, but you can have one of these just for a bit. And he points to one of the many, many guns attached to the outside of his SNAS gun.
I will be fine.
All right.
He's giving you free stuff. Take it.
Gobrik looks at Sidra like, I know, right?
I put my helmet back on and pull the hood up. And once
you don't have a close combat weapon other than your pistol, do you?
I'm ready to go.
How don't have close combat weapons?
Yeah.
So,
Sorry, missed that. My internet flickered for a moment.
I said you don't have a close combat weapon other than your pistol, do you?
Nope.
Oh boy.
yes. Gita in the front, myself in the back, or vice versa. Doesn't matter to me.
Oh,
If it's
we can do
close
that.
quarters.
Probably make that decision once we get into the maintenance tunnels.
Okay.
Gora speaks up. If you're going to leave your armor anywhere, probably here. Looking at Gita.
You think?
Or are you just
armor
going?
for
Or are you
this?
just going to walk through the city in full?
William,
After
question.
what?
Sorry, just a quick question. Did I see anybody on the way here, either on the way here or on the way there, that was wearing armor that might be easily retrofitted to fit a Space Marine, but doesn't look like Space Marine armor?
I mean, there were certainly like gene bulked warriors, like sort of the genetically augmented and Ogren and other sort of individuals of particularly large stature that, while they compare in size to a Space Marine, they're definitely not a Space Marine. But any of their armor could theoretically be used. Or
Any of them that looked like they couldn't. Any of them that looked like they couldn't take 3 Inferno pistol shots to the face.
Most of them.
Okay, cool. So, if you need to leave your armor behind, I can think of a way to get us something quickly. That'll get you what you need. Give me a few minutes.
I think after what just happened, it might be best to leave my armor here.
Stay here, ma'am. I'll be right back with some armor for you. I'm going to go get her some armor.
Hang on a minute.
Storm of Death with an Inferno pistol.
Well, multi-attack is for hitting multiple targets.
Can you not
You wanna-
designate the
you-
same target multiple times?
No, you want a multi-action for attacking the same person multiple times.
Less good, but still.
That's why it's Storm of Death, not Laser Focus of Death.
But still, 16 base damage with minus 4 AP.
Do you want to have a fight, or do you want to just make this a skill test?
Make it a skill test.
All right. Give me.
My objective is to
either-
quickly and quietly get some armor that will be easily fitted to a Space Marine.
Quickly and quietly probably means Sans helmet.
Yeah, quickly and quietly, not caring if I leave a body behind or not.
So
'cause-
you're going.
Absolution is found in death.
So first, you're just gonna roll me a stealth check,
Okay.
just to keep this quiet. Difficulty 3.
Oh, look.
You made it.
8. I'm going to shift that one exalted icon into making it fast.
Okay. Then you can either give me an influence check or a ballistic skill check.
One's all I need, hopefully. Actually, I'm going to spend a wrath to reroll
I
that.
was say 1 was not all you need.
That's fine.
Found you.
I will reroll 9d6. The first one's the wrath die. Better.
That's better.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Sorry, no. 1, 2, 3. I was counting wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I counted the same way you did it first, so
Yeah.
don't worry.
It's like 5, so I started 5.
You read the number on the first die and assumed that was your starting number. Yeah.
No. Sorry, 7 successes, one of which is exalted.
Yeah.
If I can, I'll shift that exalted into getting the armor in better condition.
Yeah, that works. So you will return with. Let me really quickly pull up the armor.
So I come back in dragging a sack while William's looking for stats. So this is designed to fit on an Ogren, which is a little bit smaller than you, but I think we can probably modify it to attach to the Black Carapace in easier fashion than
Ogren are actually still bigger than a Primaris, but
others. So, well, it was designed for an Ogren, so it might be a little bit bulky, but I think we can get it to manage. And I just dump out fairly pristine looking armor.
Speaking of bulk, it is a suit of carapace armor.
Okay.
So and managed to make 5 successes even with that shift.
And the shift meant that it was pretty pristine. I didn't damage the armor in the fight.
So it's armor 4, bulk 1. Bulk reduces your speed by 1 for each point of bulk. Yeah, so your speed reduced by 1 while wearing this armor. Because it's not built like it should be to make it easy to carry. So
This
yeah,
is
you
for
have
you, for you to update your armor totals, Holly.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Once I'm sorry, I'm just having trouble finding things.
Page 233 of the new PDF.
I think she means under character sheet.
Oh.
I mean, all of the above, but yeah.
So you're losing your powered trait, so your strength is going to go back down to whatever its base is. But you're only losing 1 point of armor value.
Yeah, you can change that adjust value to 0.
Okay, where is
See-
my armor? That's why I'm having trouble
It's
finding.
Armor
AV.
is in combat.
It's the right next to your resilience.
Yeah, so where it says where it says 10s or whatever or number /5,
Oh, okay.
turn
All
that
right.
5 to a 4.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then in your attributes, the plus 80J on your strength, turn that down to 0.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yep.
I think because it didn't say armor, I was looking for something that said
Yeah.
armor, and I was completely
Yeah, there's no armor.
to find that.
There's no place for your armor in this character sheet, other than in your equipment.
If you hover over the box next to resilience, it eventually displays a tooltip that says armor value.
Yeah, but we've already found it, so we're good.
Yep, fair.
Unfortunately, the tooltip's only useful if you know it's there.
Also true.
So, what does it look like, William?
It definitely looks like a in this particular case, the armor looks sort of like series of metal plates and heavy scrap that has been sort of nailed and bandaged together to form the equivalent of armor. It is definitely the kind of thing that you see mercenaries wearing out in the rim. This is definitely the armor of a gene-bulked mercenary, or in this case, an Algren mercenary. After it's been sort of tightened down to fit on the frame of an Astartes, it definitely looks sort of, in Fallout, the Raider power armor?
Yeah.
It's that sort of aesthetic of like very patchwork bits of metal that are slammed together with the exception that these are very clearly intended to be armor plates. They're just not all intended to be from the same suit.
I just shared a link of a Bane-looking motherfucker in Roll20.
Yeah. And it will assist in the disguise, especially because Gita, being the first and at the moment only female Space Marine, people will typically assume gene-bulked warrior before they will assume Space Marine, if you're not wearing the iconic Space Marine armor.
Okay.
So, bear with it for the moment, ma'am, but this should help you fit in a little bit better.
All right. Thank you.
No problem. Just
Getting
doing my
out
job.
of the Astartes armor is definitely a process.
Hey, did she need like assistance with that?
You can get in and out of it by yourself. It just takes a lot longer than if someone helps you.
Okay.
It's sort of, I use this comparison a lot. Astartes armor is sort of like the sci-fi 40K settings equivalent of like medieval knights armor, where you can don and doff it yourself, but it's better if you have a squire to help you out.
And she will ask if someone can help her.
Yeah, Mirror will assist.
Makes the most sense.
I got power claw.
Don't need
Not like that, Gobruk, Gora says. We need to be able to put the armor back on later.
Mira throws a poncho on over her armor. Ready to go.
I'm just... You can't tell because the helmet's on, but I'm just staring at the wings.
I just got a hunchback.
All right, we look almost normal now.
Galbraith looks around, sees everybody getting dressed down to blend in, takes off Fancy Lad's top hat, puts a little flat cap on him.
William, do I know about orcs in purple?
You know that their commandos tend to like the color purple, and you know that commandos are the only stealthy orcs, typically speaking. But you don't understand the color association and how orcs work with it. But you do know that commandos are fond of purple.
So, with no context for why this matters, I will look at Gobrick and go, "We've got some purple paint if you need it."
Oh, so it's a real stealth mission.
Yeah.
All right, you should, but you never seen an orc in purple, yeah?
I have, yes.
No,
Mostly
you
after
ain't.
I've killed them, but
No, then it wasn't the right kind of purple, because purple's dead sneaky. You got some?
I'll lead him to the paint.
All right. William, how does this work?
I will say that while you are painted purple, you'll get a bonus die to your stealth rolls. You get bonus.
Okay.
You know what? No, this is hilarious. You're gonna get bonus rank to your stealth rolls.
All right, fantastic. And I will all okay. All right, no, I will. All right, great. So Gobrick disappears into a side room, and then William, again, correct me unless I am wrong on this, but comes strolling back out, just covered head to toe in purple paint, splashed everywhere.
Sounds right to me.
Can other people still see him?
Roll me a stealth roll.
Okay, awesome.
With
that
your bonus 2 dice, yeah.
All right. To be continued.
Everyone else can roll me an awareness roll.
Yeah. Oh, my awareness went down.
Holy shit.
Beautiful.
5 on mine. I like that I'm the only... Like, Shokai and Mir are the only ones that see him.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I got a
Holly,
got a
you
5.
muted yourself. You're muted in Zoom.
Sorry, I said 5 on mine.
Oh, yeah, 5.
Didn't realize
I
I
see.
muted.
I got a 6.
2.
Everyone but Citrus sees.
So, Shokais and Mira managed to spot him when he comes back out, and everyone who got a 5 and matched him managed to notice him by the time he was approaching the group, but everyone else does not notice Gobrick until he starts speaking.
Just turn and look.
Like, you definitely, those of you who only matched his score, definitely missed him when he came back out of the room and started walking towards the group and didn't notice until he was getting close.
Yeah. I think that'll do.
What'll do?
I gingerly grab Sidra by the shoulders and turn.
Oh,
Whoa. How?
look, I said, dead sneaky eyes.
You're bright purple.
No, you can't. No, you can't see me.
Just agree and move on.
Unbelievable.
I think my brain hurts. Am I bleeding? It's my
No,
nose bleeding.
You look fine. You look fine.
Okay.
This is not the first time I've seen orcs like this, so.
No, you haven't seen them.
I'm so confused. Let's go.
There's
I
a
will.
long echoing sigh from Mira's helmet.
Let's
Going down the stairs, Gabrick is still going, no, it's not the first time you haven't seen them.
just lead them. We lead them to the restaurant.
Anytime anyone is remotely close to Gabrick, you will hear in a not even a stage whisper, just very loudly, "Walk, I'm over here. Don't walk into me by mistake because you can't see me."
Those
And-
close to Shokais can hear her swearing in Tau under her breath.
For the
I will.
amazingly, now that all of you have noticed that he's there, the average civilian just doesn't recognize the orc among the group of you for the most part.
I will. At one of those points where Gobruk makes that statement. No, Gobruk, but we can hear you, so you should not be talking, right?
Well, just didn't walk into me,
Yeah, no.
and then I was a team player.
We appreciate it, but use your excellent orky agility to get out of the way rather than warning us so we don't step into you.
Oh, that's an even better idea. And it is like,
Does
the
he literally
scene-
start doing the cronk?
Yep, 100. That's what I was gonna say. It turns into that scene from Emperor's New Groove, as he is unnecessarily like he doing sort of a combination between that and like the Scooby-Doo Hanna-Barbera sneak motion.
Just tiptoeing forward.
This massive,
Sidra apparently can't see it because I'm. It's great.
this massive purple painted orc just tiptoeing across, and then when someone gets close, just flatten up against the wall. Can't see me. Can't see me.
Is the paint still wet?
Yes, leaving purple paint marks all over the place.
That's fine. That's fine. That is much more tolerable than listening to him tell us we're about to walk into it.
I just
As
have
a
one
player,
question.
I am cracking up at all this. Shokais, however, is more and more exasperated as the journey goes on.
I need an animator to do this for me. I need to see this.
You need to learn how to animate. So
Just- He just rolls across the front of one building, and there's just orc back face, back face, back face.
Yep.
Anyone following us can just follow the giant purple footsteps.
Yeah.
but they can't because they don't see it, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
It's like later in the day, somebody's like, "What's all this purple paint everywhere?"
All right.
So you make your way to the restaurant. Oh, focus.
All right, so
Is
we'll
it
show
called the Greater Gouda?
No, like I said,
Yeah.
that would be in Tau space.
Uh,
I guarantee an
So-
imperial world in the Eastern Fringe near Tau space has a restaurant named the Greater Gouda just to make fun of the Tau.
So we'll show you how to get in the sneaky way. I'm not sure if everyone's going to be able to do it, but we'll show you where it's at the very least, and you can judge for yourself. And we show them the sneaky way
Yep.
by sneaking.
Sneak.
Do you want us to roll stealth checks?
Yes. Go
Yeah, I'm going the sneaky way.
Yes. Sneaky sneak.
ahead.
4,
Difficulty 3.
5, 6, 7.
Also 7.
Stealth.
By the skin of my teeth.
Oh, 9.
3.
It's the wings, man. It's Yay.
Can't remember. Do 4s count as successes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's a 9.
7.
Yeah. Everyone has 7 or more except for Mira, who has 3.
3 was what you needed.
Hey, let's go.
I would like to shift one of those, please.
What are
Yeah,
you
I'll
looking
shift.
for?
Oh, I shifted into glory, please.
I'll shift one into glory as well.
I'm going to shift 1 into glory and 1, and that's all I can do. I can only shift 1.
All right. So, 5 glory. So the group of you, universally, sneak your way through and find the access tunnel. Gobrook, again, leaving this trail of purple that somehow no one is able to pick up on. Even your group was having trouble keeping track of Gobrook at times, as he just seems to vanish out of your peripheral and then reappear a minute later.
I'm just mystified.
It works the same way his gun works.
I don't
How the fuck
understand
does
how
his
that
gun
works either.
That's the point. The primer specifically states that if you come across something you don't understand, either ignore it or kill it. So we can't do one, so we should do the other. Which is my objective for the day. So
Yeah,
hey,
Good job.
rad.
I liked
Achieve an
it.
extra point of wrath.
Nicely done.
I'm just trying to figure out how to do that. Because
I don't think it's something you can do if you're not an orc.
so I can do something like that, but I risk, tearing the fabric of reality opening and
I'm not certain they don't either.
Out of, at least probably from her perspective, out of nowhere,
yeah.
a voice right near Sidra's ear goes, "You just need more paint." And then, ooh, he fades back into purple nothingness.
It's like you know where he should be, but every time you look there, your eyes just glide right over him and don't
Yep.
register him.
Question: if Space Marines have purple armor, are orcs not able to see them?
No,
That
because
depends on the orc, and if they're not orky enough, then it doesn't work. Obviously,
Yeah.
yeah, my understanding of it is it's not that they can't see the color purple, it's that you don't see orcs wear purple. So obviously that means that
you see
if an
something
orc
in
is in
purple, it's not an
purple,
orc.
it's not an orc.
Got it.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Well-
the idea is orcs don't wear purple, therefore an orc in purple must not be an orc.
Got it.
My favorite Games Workshop in joke was somebody had a Blood Bowl team that was just bases, just grass covered bases, and they would say, "Hey, check out my purple orc team."
Well, Citra gets gradually more and more jumpy then, because this is messing with her. She doesn't like it. I can go in front and check for. Well, we went this way already. Never mind.
We'll just lead the way. Come on.
Yep. Yeah, leading the way down to where.
I will give
Same
Sidra.
path.
I will give Sidra the vague solace of being one of 3 humanoids in the like closest to humans as possible.
Yeah.
You make your way into the access tunnel, and it is a tight squeeze for both Gobrook and Gita. Even without Gita's power armor, Gita is probably as big as Gobrook. Maybe not quite as broad, but certainly at least as tall. And the two of them have to sort of like squeeze a bit to try and get in. Gobrook leaves a complete purple smear across the entire length of
Does
the
it
pipe. as he
seem
walks
like the
by.
purple is going away, or does
No,
it
it
seem
really
like
doesn't.
There's just always
It's
more
endless
purple.
now.
He's absorbing it. He's becoming
Yeah.
stronger.
It's like a sponge.
Well, he is a fungus, so
No, I mean, Gobrook is becoming an inkling from Splatoon.
I can't wait for Gobrook's skin color to change from green to purple.
Oh, we've created a monster.
I know. This is
We augmented a monster. Thank you very much.
too much power.
Now that there is literally nowhere else for him to be, it's much easier to notice that he's there, though,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's impossible not to notice him at that point. which is you're discovering is the limits of where this miraculous stealth ability it falls short.
Beautiful. But heading, down as quickly as we can, down to the where we were before. Left here, right, down, up.
So eventually you make your way down to that basin hatch, which, as you lift it up, the strong, pungent odor of a sump reaches up from the hole.
I don't smell anything because I'm wearing a gas mask.
I smell it, but it's fine because this is normal.
Shokai's visibly flinches. I am reminded of the joys of sealed environmental systems.
Shokais can taste that.
I look up at Shokais through my gas mask. I mean, it's better than home.
Shokais keeps her mouth shut. She doesn't trust herself right now.
If she opens her mouth, she opens her olfactory senses to the smell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it's just down this way. We can attach, and I'll for the couple people who brought stuff for us to get down, show where we think it's best to attach things.
I will go ahead and start attaching chain.
Like a ladder. Yep.
Gabrick will help feed out the chain.
You can let a chain down and climb your way down onto the gantry to either side of this sump.
I'll lead the way. Not that I don't trust our illustrious soldiers of the Emperor, but a little bit of sneaky and fair warning might go a long ways.
Fair enough.
I will.
Gobrick's like, so that means I should go first.
I will get down the chain.
Gabrick just naturally assumes everyone has forgotten he's there. Like a ghost on the wind.
Like a fart in the void.
You slide down the chain, and dropping down to where you can get a better visual perspective, this appears to be a basin, and it's a sump, so that makes sense. There are a series of different sewer tunnels that sort of all that'll slope down and feed into this basin where everything gathers to be sort of either disposed of or treated in some way, but this is definitely sort of the gathering place for all of the various sewer pipes in the area to converge.
I'm going to look and see if I can tell what direction we need to go in next to continue on.
Anything moving down here?
Roll me awareness. Diff 2.
Both of us? Or me? Or...
Yeah, both of you.
All right.
William, can I impose upon you to roll it on my sheet, please?
Sure, gotcha.
Thanks.
Gobrick.
So that's 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
Gobrick Teeth Tosa.
I will shift one of those exalted into whatever it is for like efficiency of information, like to get the correct path forward.
So Gobrick, you rolled 2 6s, which means you can actually shift one of those exalted icons.
Okay. I'd like to shift that. Actually, if there's a way to shift that sort of forward so Gabrick remains aware, he's equating this to the drops, so he's looking out for rogue squigs or anything else that's moving around down here.
Better quality of information then, basically.
Yeah.
So both of you shift for quality. Looking around Gobrick, there is an amount of movement in this sump, but as you sort of take a look, it's mostly large rodents, sort of in your mind the Humie equivalent of squigs, which means they're of course smaller, runtier, and less orky.
Okay.
Less teeth too. You see like large sewer rats, like the size of say a small dog, that are sort of shifting through piles of this sump, and various other creatures of similar ilk. And then
Sidros, we won't get hungry while we're down here.
Yeah.
And
No.
he'll gesture towards the various
That's-
vermin.
Best usually not to eat on when you're sneaking around, though. One thing might get purple in your mouth, which, if you can't find your tongue, then gets really, really annoying very quickly. You can't do like certain sounds very well. Also, it's
I like the idea of an orc that gets purple in their mouth and can't find their tongue and thus can't talk anymore.
yep. It's just
Avrik is just sort of staring at Sidra and says, I think either you's confused or I is.
possibly both.
That sounds right.
and then 13, as you look around, the most like actively traveled tunnel that you can find, which is probably where you would expect most of the sparse human traffic that moves through this area to be, heads like southwest from here.
So I'll through the Vox bead in my helmet. All right, I've got us a path. Come on down, quiet like. And I will. I'm gonna. How open is this area?
It's a decently like wide. You remember in Dark Souls 1 in Blighttown, that sort of sewer basin where you could find the dragon scale chest?
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Okay, so I'm going to unsnap the secure holster on my Inferno pistol and draw out my power blade just in case. And I'm going to lead the way that way. Leaving the long ladder stays on my back until we have a bit more room.
So you make your way moving further southwest, and after a certain amount of time, the tunnel system starts to degrade as it gets older and older, and you start to realize that this sewer system was built on top of the old city, which was thusly built on top of the thing before that. This is sort of the cycle of hive cities, where new construction builds on top of the old, and this continues for ages and for generations and generations until you achieve the undercity, which is the remnants of ancient millennia old cities that have just been completely buried by the more recent construction on top of it.
Or if you're from Krieg, home, the only place left. Because the upper level of Krieg has been wiped clean like glass.
And so the undercity is this sort of crushed warren of collapsing buildings that have been built on top of, and like ancient pathways and barely maintained pipelines and other such systems. After a while, you drop out from the sewer down even further down past the sewer into the undercity. And so you've reached this sort of maze-like superstructure underneath everything.
All right. We've reached the Undercity now, which means we need to be on alert for the gangs that we're looking for. We don't have a lot of information other than the man with no face. So, find someone, shoot their allies, and question whoever's left.
I like that plan.
The value of life below the city is even less than it was above, so don't really worry about it.
Wasn't before.
That was more for the rest of us, Gobber.
I mean, I would disagree, but I am not exactly in a place to start that particular debate.
Whether you agree or not doesn't make it any less true.
We should probably make sure it's the correct people before we just start shooting.
How are we going to do that?
Not sure.
Don't shoot unless they shoot first. That's generally a good rule to go by.
Just because they shoot first doesn't mean they're the right people. It could also mean that you've got shiny things on you that they want to use to either sell or eat.
I mean,
Yeah,
if
I've
they're
done that.
shooting first, you should probably be shooting back. But
This is the place where people go because they cannot operate within the laws of the city above. What few there are. Imagine this is a battlefield. This is not a city anymore.
That is a much more agreeable point to make, I think.
I agree.
Showcase readies her pistol.
Just
Unless is any of that incorrect, William?
It's pretty accurate.
Okay. I'm gonna keep an eye out for any signs of people.
Roll me awareness. Give 3.
All right. 4.
is Gobrick holding, bringing up the rear, or?
Yeah, Gobrick's been.
Yeah, I
Okay.
yeah, I think he'll kind of go wherever there's a natural space in the order.
I kind of figured as much.
He's not overly tactical. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Sidra is gonna try and go chameleon again because she's nervous about this.
All right, roll me your psychic power.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's 7. It's a DN of 5 to activate, so I'm good. I'll shift one of those to glory, and because I need. Actually, I won't shift one to glory. I'll shift one to sustain it for longer, I guess.
Okay.
So long term, if that works. Or I can do it to up my stealth. Nah. If that's okay, I'll just do it to hold it longer without taking strain or having to make another check.
Yeah.
Do you need stealth rolls from the rest of us again, or are we still okay?
She just wants to not be the person who gets shanked when someone decides that we look really interesting.
Fair.
I want to be the not immediate target.
I think that's going to be Ghidra and Mira, regardless of what we do.
Fair, but she's on edge. New people make her nervous.
Oh,
In
yeah.
orc terminology, you're opting for violet over violence.
Please, it's purple.
Yeah, but I couldn't come up with a synonym for violence that rhymed with purple.
Purple over pugilism.
I don't know.
Gobrick would know that word.
Yes. I think Galbraith might know that word. Orcs know randomly complex words.
He's one of them inquisitive type thingies.
Just blinks. Excuse me, what? Yeah.
So Sidra starts to blend in the background, like Gobrick was doing, but not purple.
Yes, I got 3 on my awareness test to see to look for signs of life.
Yeah. So, and yeah, everyone else who wants to can go ahead and roll me stealth as well.
Yep.
I will also roll stealth so I can
So I get
look around
3
stealthily.
bonus die.
Oh no.
8, 9, 10, 11. And I'd like to maintain that 11 as my stealth score for combat if it breaks out.
I'll take that 3.
Oh, well, I got 7, but I got a 1 on the wrath die.
So 10.
All right.
6 into complication.
It's 2 complications, you say?
Yes.
To shreds, you say.
I'm glad I got an 11.
Enforcers, you say? Mutants, you say?
Sneak attacks, you say?
So, 13. Your investigation very swiftly manages to bring together the traces of living creatures down here, because while your group manages to avoid being explicitly spotted, they do practically stumble into a group of underground gangers, is the best way to describe them, as they're carrying weapons and sort of marching down, sort of trying to keep an eye around the area. I realize the other set of words that I say is sort of a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be trying to find words. So, but yeah, the
Also, but yeah. I do that one too, though. So
stop that. Anyway, where was I?
Gangers.
Yes. Almost stumbles directly into the stab lights of a group of underhive gangers. They are deathly pale from having spent most of their lives in the undercity and thus never having seen anything even close to relating to a sun.
Hit me.
Yeah.
And a number of them, which is to say all of them, have also undergone some variation form of minor to moderate mutation, leaving several of them with like squid tentacles on their face in place of like facial hair, or like a extra perfusion of eyes, or otherwise just strange physical abnormalities, as a group of about 6 of them show up.
Do any of them look like the leader?
Not really. It looks like just a squad of them.
Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and lead by example, and I'm going to see if I can get a sneak attack on some of these guys.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and move to a combat page.
Because this is exactly what I mean. Kill all but one, question the last survivor. It's the only real way to get information down here. We don't roll anything for initiative, right?
No.
Yeah.
Which is weird because there is a combat initiative.
Yeah.
I guess that's for alternative rule sets. Not certain.
No idea.
Yeah, you can occasionally decide that you want to roll for initiative. There is actually an optional rule for rolling initiative if you so desire. I need to adjust who is present because Gora is not.
Category 5 idiot.
What? Who's a Category 5 idiot?
Oh, me. I have literally only just remembered that I do in fact have drones.
I was going to ask, but then we got distracted by purple paint.
We did, yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
bring,
Or blame the orc.
No, I'm blaming the paint. I'm blaming Lucky.
I'm blaming both of you.
I actually had just been picturing them following us along.
Yeah, did you bring them along?
I mean, it would have made perfect sense for me to have done so.
There
You
go.
already learned you can't leave the drone control in the suit, or Cedra will try to steal it.
This is true. Cedra will try and steal anything that's not
If you attack an unaware enemy, you gain 2 bonus dice to the attack test and plus 2 ED. The attack is likely to reduce your stealth score. All right, so yes, I will attack. I'm going to aim, so I take no movement. I am going to multi-attack, targeting 3. How many Geigers are there?
6.
6. I'm going to multi-attack, targeting 3 of them. And so anyone that can see 13, he sheathes the dagger, pulls out the pistol, sights it along his forearm, and it's just 3 quick squeezes. So I've got 3 additional dice on the attack.
Is multi-attack a new thing in the revised game, or is that something that Lucky can do?
It's something that both of them. It's something that was present in both versions.
Oh, okay.
It's a combat action.
Gotcha. Multi-attack is you can divide your attack across multiple different targets versus multi-action, which is making multiple different attacks.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I've
Cool.
got 3 additional dice.
If you want to take advantage of Storm of Death, I believe you have to not do anything but attack.
You
Which
can't
includes
take
aiming.
any other combat action other than multi-attack. Combat actions specifically are attacking, making an interact attack, or interacting with something else. Aiming is not a combat action; it's a movement action. So you can't move and aim at the same time. But you can aim, multi-attack, and still get the Storm of Death bonus.
All right.
Normally with multi-attack, you get +2. Normally with multi-attack, you get +2 to the defense of your target per additional target beyond the first. Storm of Death reduces that penalty by 2 by double my rank. My rank is 2, so I get a -4 to that penalty, meaning I can target 3 people without incurring any additional defense on their part.
Yes.
So they don't get any additional defense. I get 3 additional attacks, 3 additional dice to my attack, 2 for the surprise attack, 1 for aiming. Not the best roll, but does that exceed their defense?
It's what, 7?
That's 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. I would hope it exceeds their defense. My defense is 4, and I've got decent defense.
Yes, that exceeds their defense.
All right, can I shift any of those?
Their defense is 3, so you can shift one of those.
All right, sweet. All right, so I will shift one of those to damage, which means I have 5 extra dice. 2 from the Inferno Pistol, 2 for the surprise attack, and 1 extra from the Exalted. So all 3 of them take 20 damage, -4 to their armor.
Yeah, that's just 3 dead mutants.
So it's just.
Which then makes it an enemy turn.
This is why Lucky's still alive, because he can do that.
But he's also put himself in front because everyone else is still hiding.
My stealth score only gets reduced by 5 for firing.
You've made yourself present. You are no longer stealthed.
Do we spend Wrath or Glory to jump in the initiative order?
Glory.
Glory.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you can spend glory to seize the initiative. We have way more than 1, William.
Oh, hang on. That's because that's not tracked across different pages. 6 and 5 are those 2 values.
Yeah, we've got 5 glory, not 1.
How many of them are left?
3.
3.
I hate to use the glory, but I really don't see Gabruk not starting to shoot as soon as someone else starts shooting. So I think I will. I'm going to use a reload as he just unloads with the SNAS gun.
Right. So you actually have more options than just extra dice on salvo right now with the new system.
Oh, I did not read through that. I apologize.
Okay, so your new options with salvo, aside from just the extra attack dice.
Uh-huh.
Let me take a look real quick. Just so I can make sure I know exactly salvo options. So most range options have a salvo rating, which is used for the following options. You may use any of these options. After you use any of the options, you must reload your weapon before you can fire it again. So for full auto, you can spray your entire clip firing at a single target. You can make a full auto range attack to gain a number of bonus dice equal to your attack test equal to weapon salvo value, or spray shot, you spray ammunition at multiple targets. You can make a spray shot as part of a multi-attack, reducing the DN of the test by the weapon's salvo value. This can't decrease the DM by more than the penalty imposed by the multi-attack.
Now, I didn't double check, but under the old rules, my SNAS gun had shootier, which means that if I killed my first target, I could then shift any remaining damage to an adjacent target. Does that still apply, or did we lose that with the update?
Multi-attack, you do the same damage to all the targets? I don't know if that would.
Let's see. One second. I know it's got custom, which means you get to just pick a different keyword and add it on now. But I think shootier was one of your talents, wasn't it?
No, shootier, I'm sorry, that's what boosted the salvo. But yeah, I guess it was auto attack. So maybe that's or multi. Yeah, auto fire. Auto fire was what it was. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Hang on.
Yeah, auto fire doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't look like, or it's been changed to rapid fire.
No, rapid fire was always there. I'm trying to think of what.
Rapid fire is the one where you can fire it as you run. Is that right? Or...
No, rapid fire is if you hit with a rapid fire weapon at short range, you gain extra damage dice equal to the weapon's rapid fire rating.
I would suggest this. I'll pick a new custom tag for it at some point. I don't want to drag everything to a shrieking halt right now. I'm just going to use salvo for the old-fashioned way and just put all of it into bonus dice.
All right, into single target or
yeah. No, I'll multi-attack the others. So let's see. I have 5 salvo.
Try not to kill all 3.
Yeah, I'll split it between 2 of them.
I'm looking at the wrong character sheet. I need to. Derp. Let me take a look here. Right. Tags. All right. Core rules. I have the old edition of the core rules specifically so I can check old stuff. But yeah, so if you want to use your spray on your spray ammunition, so each target would normally be an extra 2 difficulty on the attack for each extra target.
Yeah.
But with your spray ammunition, you can spend a salvo to reduce that extra difficulty by your salvo rating.
Okay. Well, that would completely eliminate it.
Yeah, so it's just
have
a
salvo
attack
5
at that point.
Okay. So just make 2 separate attacks or just one?
Just make one attack.
Okay.
And you'll compare it to everyone's defense.
Okay. I think that'll do it.
Yes, that will do it. Their defense is 3.
Yeah, so that's 10. That's 11. So I'm going to shift 1 into glory and then shift the remaining to damage if I can.
Yes.
Okay.
So probably right back up to 5.
So you said their defense is 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can shift 6 of it to damage, and 1 to glory, and still have enough.
You can only shift 6s.
Yeah, you can shift that 1 remaining.
Oh, you can only shift. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I'll shift 1 extra.
I think what you might be thinking of is Gun Crazy Show Off, which is when you critically hit, you can make an extra attack.
Yeah.
Which is your ability as a flash kit.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just shift the 1 extra into damage. I'm sorry, we're both in the character sheets. I'm sorry, it's jumping it around on you.
New rules.
All right.
New rules, who dis?
Yes, for those unaware,
oh, no.
we're moving forward with the newest edition of the Wrath and Glory rules, which have changed a lot and made a lot of improvements. But have to get used to it and not the old rules.
Yeah.
So it's just the base DR, which is 12 AP2.
Nice. Those 3 are dead.
Oh, just the 2. I was only doing 2 of them.
You're only aiming at 2 of them? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I wanted to leave one alive.
Okay. 2 of them are dead.
These poor fuckers. Walking down the street. Bam, 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 bam.
What's the last guy gonna do?
Make a fear test?
Let's see. There is only the one left.
Yeah, if I had tried to do something like multi-action in order to multi-attack and to make an intimidation attack, then I wouldn't have gotten Storm of Death. But because I just did multi-attack, I get Storm of Death.
I can see what I'm looking for here. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this mutant is going to take a swipe at Lucky, because between him and the orc, he looks like he can be hurt more.
Fair.
So his initiative is 4. Skill is 6. So he's going to roll 10 dice. What's your defense?
4.
1, 2, 3. Hit you and can shift all of those to extra damage. He's going to spend one of his wrath. And he's going to... Oh, no, yeah, because, yeah, that was a critical, technically a critical hit. Let me make sure I know exactly what I'm looking at here. Wrath ability. Because they've changed up the... Yeah, special rules activate when the threat rolls a wrath critical. Okay, yeah. So because that was a wrath critical, I'm gonna need you to make a strength test, Lucky.
All right.
So just your strength.
2.
Three. You drop your Inferno pistol.
That's fine.
And after this attack, he makes a reaction and immediately reaches down and picks it up.
Oh, he wants to die. I see.
But first, the attack, which is going to be...
Do I get a reaction at all?
You don't have anything that will trigger one.
How do reactions work?
You have sort of like in D&D where you either have the regular thing that triggers them, which is the attack of opportunity if someone runs away from you, or if you have a specific ability that lets you take a reaction to do a thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I have one that does.
Okay.
But it won't work on it. It won't do anything on this.
Got it.
It's 10 damage. No AP.
My resilience is 10, so I take 1 shock.
Yep. As he bashed you across the head with basically a piece of rebar.
So he's like, wham, and I just do the Terminator turn back.
He smacks you across the head, and your hand opens up, and you drop the Inferno pistol, and he reaches down and scrabbles to grab it and pick it up.
And then he realizes I'm still standing.
I'll go next, I guess.
Yep.
Sure.
I'll dash forward and just rest the blade of my power sword on his shoulder and say, you could either live in the Emperor's light or die by his hand. The choice is yours.
Would you like to
And-
make that an interaction attack?
Yeah.
Okay, make me an intimidate check.
Okay. Guess who's shit at intimidation? That'd be me. Let's see. I
I'm-
can re-roll 2 of those, though.
Yeah.
I'll spend a wrath to do that.
You did get a complication though.
Yeah. I lop off one of the tentacles. 2 3s. So, yep. So 1 success.
His resolve is 1. So you just needed that to hit him.
Oh, okay.
Because he doesn't have the intimidate skill. So you're going at his resolve.
Then me and him have that in common. All right.
So he pauses and looks at the group of you, and still holding the Inferno pistol is kind of frozen there.
We're still in initiative.
No. You have to capture the individual.
So I will reach out to grab the hand that's holding my Inferno pistol. And this is just because Deathcore or Krieg are crazy. I'm going to put the barrel of the Inferno pistol that he's currently holding against my helmet to sort of indicate where he should be aiming. Next time you take a person's gun, make sure you end them. And I will just very quickly disarm the pistol from him. Now we've got some questions, and you're going to answer them. If you don't, I'm going to show you how to use this pistol. Am I clear?
Make me another intimidate check.
I get bonuses for being Deathcore of Krieg.
What do you want to teach him how to shoot better?
I think that might have just undercut you a bit.
Oh.
There was.
Oh.
Four.
There's the undercut.
Four things, but got the complication. And that's from New York.
I'm going to claim a wrath from Mira's complication.
Okay.
Or ruin, rather.
That's fair.
So, strictly speaking, the way that I realized that the way that they work complications is it is recommended that actually the player tries to decide what the complication should be, and if they can't think of something, then it's up to the GM, and it's up to the GM to decide if that seems like an appropriate complication. So, what do you think happens?
More of his buddies heard us.
That seems like a possibility, yeah.
That's what it
So-
seems like to me. Like we've got a hostage and his buddies heard us.
So it's at that point that you begin to hear a number of boot prints begin splashing through the low level muck in this area of the Underhive as you begin to hear more feet approaching.
Oh, that's not good. And Cedra's gonna come back into visibility because I spent that entire thing invisible. Because no,
I'm just going to grab this guy by the collar, yank him over to where I'm at. Now you're going to sit still and be quiet while we deal with your friends. And I'm just going to level the Inferno pistol towards where the sounds are coming from.
All right, time for round 2. We have this does not track 2-digit numbers, but oh well.
What doesn't track 2-digit numbers?
The status effect numbers.
Oh, no.
Mm.
free tokens you'll work.
We need to save one of these, or we've already got one.
Already got one.
Gabrick grins.
Have fun.
All right, as a group of roughly 10 more of these mutants and 2 tougher but less mutated individuals who look more like gang enforcers begin to approach as well.
I'll let Gobrick take the first initiative.
Okay. Yeah. If nobody else wants it.
Does anyone want to take it, the first one, other than Gobrick?
Nope, go for it.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Mira will casually like how you like introduce somebody, like you go like this. Except as she draws her second sword, she'll just step to the side and go like that, leaving a clear lane for Gabrick.
Oh wait. I'll do something. Hang on. I'm gonna use dull pain on Gobrick because I know what's gonna happen here.
Is that a thing you can react with?
It's not a reaction. No. Oh, that would probably take his round.
Yeah,
wouldn't
that'd be
Oh,
you
wait.
taking a turn.
I'll wait.
Yeah. So what are you up to, Gabrick?
I appreciate the thought, though. If I split the attack among 3 of them, what does that do?
It'd be an extra 4 difficulty on the attack.
Okay.
And then if you spend the salvo, that becomes nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. If I do 5, is that 5 difficulty, or what? How does it increase?
It increases by 2 for each target beyond the first. So for 2 would be +2, 3 would be +4, 4 would be +6, and 5 would be +8. So if you reduce that by 5, it'd just be 3 higher.
It is a simple action, though. It's not a free action. But it is a simple action as opposed to like a full action or an action.
It still has to be on your turn.
Still,
yeah. Reflexive is the only thing that can be not on your turn.
Cool.
All right. I'll attack 3 of them and use another reload. Just standard. So the difficulty then is what?
It's going to be their defense, which is 3.
Okay.
Are you aiming at who are you aiming at? Because there's 2 different types of creatures here. There's regular mutants, and then there's a pair of enforcers.
Would you like to aim?
Yeah, I guess I probably should. Yeah. And that adds what?
Aiming just adds an extra die to the attack roll.
Yeah. And Fancy Lad still gives me a +1, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll attack one of the big guys and 2 of the more standard mutants. Woo!
Well, yes.
Yeah. I think they're. Yeah, I think
1,
they got
2.
hit.
So hang on. I just want to see what your actual numbers here are.
15.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14, 15. Yeah, 15.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So I'll shift 1
And
to
this is
glory,
the point
please.
where William just says, "You miss."
I'll shift 1 to glory, please, and then the other 4 I'll shift into damage. Right.
Nice.
Wow. So that's
That's
6
plus
extra
6.
damage.
Yeah. On top of the 12, so 18 damage to all 3 of them. Oh no, I made them cry.
No, it's Gabriel. Gabriel only knows how to say no by fussing. He doesn't know how to he doesn't know how to say the word no. So if he doesn't like something, he just starts fussing.
I mean, I didn't actually think that was the mutants crying, John. I haven't gone full
I was just
Tom Hanks.
clarifying why Gabriel was fussing, and not that you made Gabriel fuss or the mutant.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Mutants cry sounds like a 3-year-old.
I am going
That would be
to...
so upsetting.
I'm going to spend a ruin so that the enforcer can roll determination. Okay, good. He doesn't die.
Does he cry like a 3-year-old? Because it wouldn't make Gobrick feel bad, but it would make me, Craig, feel bad.
No, he swears like a sailor.
Okay.
And that's also 2 of the mutants down, which brings them down to 8.
But
My wife always likes to say
3-year-old.
she swears like a surgeon, which is like swearing like a sailor, but with more anatomical specificity.
Mm.
Whenever you say like a surgeon, I just think cutting for the very first time, like a surgeon. Weird Al Yankovic.
All right, so, man, the bestiary format has changed a bit, and I have to get used to this. All right, so the enforcer goes, and on the first on his first act, he gets to use his battle cry of "Free scum," and so he gets to make an intimidation interaction attack against 2 targets with no penalty. So he's going to roll this attack against intimidation is willpower. So okay, this is going to go against
the person holding on to his buddy.
Mira and 13.
Good. I have fearless. I'm immune to this.
So what do I have to do?
What is your intimidation or your resolve? Whichever is higher.
Let's see. My resolve is 3. Yeah, it's 3.
You can't phase a death corps of Krieg guardsmen.
All right, so he definitely succeeds at intimidating you. So you, as part of the interaction attack, are... Okay, I need to check which of these status effects he would want to apply to you.
Choose wisely.
For the most appropriate of storytelling beats, can I take the next player initiative? Because I just want to shoot him in response.
You are vulnerable. You suffer -1 to your defense.
Okay, so it's 5.
Yeah, until the end of your next turn.
All right.
Everyone okay with me taking the next shot?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to multi-attack again.
That was the start of his turn. He still has to take his
turn.
turn.
I see.
That's just something he gets to do for free at the start of his first turn.
I see. I thought that was his combat action.
No, that is his battle cry.
I think I'm more shocked at the audacity that they called me scum.
Yeah.
Did you just...
Sir, I am wounded.
Mira's like, I have fought on many battlefields, but never once has anyone used that kind of language towards me.
First of all, rude. Second of all, how dare you? Third of all,
Absolute
what gives you the right?
audacity. You insult me in such a way.
She gets out her power ruler.
Yeah.
Going to smite your knuckles.
I see somebody does not appreciate their kneecaps.
It's a good thing I made all these handouts because I need to figure out what's.
Yeah.
Fair.
All right, so his shotgun that he pulls up after shouting that fires at you, Mira, Lucky, and Gobrick.
Question.
Yes.
Since Lucky is holding on to their friend.
It specifically hits 3 targets.
Okay.
Oh, no, actually, no. The spread weapon can hit any number of targets within a radius of 3 meters. So actually, it could hit his friend, but it's not going to.
Okay.
I'm going to use my reflexive action to do look out, sir. I'm just going to shove this guy towards Gita so like she can grab onto him, and I'm going to shoulder in front of Mira so that I take both the blast aimed at me and the blast aimed at Mira. But my resilience goes up to 12.
Okay. Let me check something real quick. So I don't know if you can look out Surus an area attack.
It just says any attack that hit an ally. Well, I guess I have to check and see if it hit first, so actually I don't have to do that yet. It's a reflexive action of if it hits Mira. I can do that.
I mean, I guess tackling someone to cover them from a grenade makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. It's what guardsmen do.
Get rid of that grenade. 3 guardsmen jump on top of it. Dull thud, the top one gets up.
Basically.
One, 2, 3, 4. How many people does that successfully hit?
0. Oh, that misses me.
Against defense?
Yeah, your defense.
Yeah, mine's 5.
Okay, so it only hits me, so I don't have to do it. My defense is 4.
You do suffer the rapid fire. Oh, you know what? He's actually going to use his salvo, so I'm going to add 2 more dice to that. There we go. That makes it 6.
Oh, then yeah, that hits.
Okay. So now I'll do the reflexive action. Look out, sir. And
Yeah,
I'll just
that hits all of us now.
shove dude towards Gita, and then move in front of Mira.
Catch.
And that's going to be 12 damage.
All right.
Reduced by resilience?
You reduce by resilience, yeah. No AP.
That's exactly my resilience again, so 1 shot.
If I take it as wounds, do I take shock as well?
No.
No, I don't think so.
What's your resilience? No, you don't take the extra shock. You only take a shock if it just matches your resilience.
Oh, okay. My resilience is 8.
Then you take the difference as wounds, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You can roll to soak though if you want to turn those wounds into shock, but
No, I don't think so. I have more wounds than I have shock.
that makes sense. Yeah. Now that's the end of his turn.
So shove guy back and just not even leap. You know that in shows where like you see like the vague shadow of a thing just cut into frame just before an attack hits. And it's that. So it's like shove guy, and then there's just a flutter of black cloak and armor as I'm between Mira and the gunshot blast now. And then aim Inferno pistol, because I'm going to multi-attack, aiming at the guy that just shouted, the other big enforcer, and one of the smaller guys. I'm going to aim, because I moved with my reflexive action, so I don't have to worry about using my movement ability. I'm going to aim, and I'm going to multi-attack using Storm of Death once again.
So who are you firing at?
The 2 big guys and one of the small guys.
Right.
I've still got the 1 bonus for thing. Wow. I keep rolling them complications. I guess that's a... Hang on, let me look at this.
Combat complications is a D66 roll.
Yeah. 62.
Oh, they put the thing in twice. It's a fat finger. Okay. So you're restrained.
Huh? How?
Well, to look at the restrained combat complication. Combat complications. It actually has an answer to that question. Restrained. Your attack causes you to become restrained. Perhaps your footing is uncertain or you're entangled in something in the environment. You can make a DN4 strength test as a simple action. If you succeed, you recover.
Okay.
So something slips under your foot and you end up caught in the terrain as you're making this attack.
Can I make that roll? I'll make the roll after the attack, I guess.
Yeah.
So 4, 5. Does 5 hit him?
Yes, 5 hits all of them.
Okay. Can I shift that exalted or no?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll shift that to additional damage. So it's going to be 3 dB. Are we in close range?
Yes.
So that's 4. I'll get that extra one. Because Melta Weapons gets a +1 to each ED. +1 to each ED result if we're in close range. So it's a +1 mod to the rolls. So that's another. So that 3 goes up to a 4, which means I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra damage. So that's going to be 21 damage to all 3 of them. AP -4.
I think that's just going to be the 3 of them dead. Yep.
So shouts, fires, Duff in front of Mira, bam, bam, bam. If the guy that intimidated Mira is dead, is Mira still intimidated?
Yes.
Okay.
What does the weapon look like as it fires?
So it's an Inferno pistol. It's a melta-gun. So it's basically
okay.
It's just a beam of red hot plasma that just launches out from the gun.
Got it. Okay. Amazing.
So it's just burning holes in people every time it fires. This is a pistol that can take down a tank.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using anti-tank weaponry on infantrymen. This is probably a war crime.
I feel like Lucky's entire existence is a war crime at this point.
Well, Lucky comes from war crimes, so...
Exactly.
Seek absolution and death. And then I'll make a strength check to try to unstick my foot. I don't unstick my foot.
You are restrained.
It's like I stepped a little too hard and the ground collapsed underneath my foot. I'm just like stuck there for the moment.
You cannot move, and your defense is reduced by 2.
Okay. The can't move part isn't an issue because I haven't really been moving except for the reflexive action. So.
Which then leaves our mutants to attack. You know what? One of them's going to try and attack Lucky because he's the one with the Inferno pistol.
Makes sense.
It's enough. That's enough to hit you, but didn't roll any 6s, so he doesn't get to roll any extra. Aside from, doesn't do extra damage either, so that's just 10, which doesn't get 3 resilience.
Nope.
All right, who's next?
Gita will go.
Go
if
for
that's
it.
all right.
Go for it.
She's still holding a guy, isn't she?
I mean, he's sort of on the ground next to you.
Okay, he'll be fine. How many of these guys?
7 left.
Okay. And how far away are they?
Within short range, like they're probably 3, maybe 4 meters out.
All right, I think I'm gonna use the power axe on one of these guys.
Jesus. Nice.
Lumberjack Gita.
Absolutely.
And she's okay.
Thank you.
Yes, that hits.
10, 11. Are
And
you
you
sure?
can shift both of those.
Yay, ED. Oh, did you get the upgraded power axe stats, by the way?
I
Yes,
believe so.
we put that in together. She has the right stats.
Yeah, because they have the 5 ED now.
And you actually got 12 successes on that.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
FYI.
sorry,
that's-
William. Did you say I'm rolling damage or?
Yeah, you can shift both of those if you want to.
Sure. We'll
So
do
that'll
that.
be 7 ED.
Yes.
So in that DBD over by the damage,
Oh, that one. Yeah.
you should have 7 there.
No, it should be 2. It already has the ED established. Don't give her 7 bonus
Oh.
on top of
I
it.
am
Oh.
okay with using 7.
Right. Sorry. 2 different places.
Only 2 extra damage, but it's all right because the axe already does 11 damage with AP -2 naturally.
It's only -2, not -3.
Is he still standing?
Yeah, it's -2 because it also has rending, which because it has rending, it actually reduced their armor by 4 because she shifted 2 dice for extra damage. No, he's dead.
Yay.
All right. It's going to be their turn, and there's a giant person with a power axe in front of them, so they're going to try and swing at that.
Are there any litanies for exercises in futility?
Probably.
Yes.
What's your defense, Gita?
5.
5. They do actually hit you, but again, no 6s. And I don't get the extra damage. So again, that's just 10 damage, which is less than your resilience. So you take no damage.
Yes.
And one of them just wails on you with this piece of metal, and this the half wood, half rebar stick that they've got as they swing it at you just kind of shatters across your chest as they swing it with all their might, and it just kind of breaks against you. And they look up at you and realize that they're about to die. Who's next?
May I go?
Go for it.
Cool. So, Showcase pulls out what is, at first glance, an ordinary las pistol. She'll spend her movement to take aim, and then she's going to fire on 2 of them, the one right in front of Gita and another one in the mob. So that means I add my rank to the attack because of Battlesuit Mastery, because it doesn't specify battlesuit weapons.
Yep.
And then an extra 1, I believe, from aiming.
Yep. Yeah, it's extra 1 die from aiming.
Oh, come on. Okay, so that's 6 under complication.
Roll a d66.
Oh boy, here we go. 21.
21 is out of ammo. Must use a reload to use again.
All right. So I can shift that 1 for damage, right?
Yes.
Cool. I'll do that. So when she pulls the trigger, instead of a standard las pistol laser, the gun hums for a moment and a bright white-blue bolt of plasma fires from the barrel. That is a total of 14 damage.
What's the AP
AP
on
zero.
that?
None.
AP none? Oh. He's still dead. Mutants are not meant to be threats to people as fighting as inquisitorial agents.
How many of them are left by this
5.
point?
Oh, you fired at 2 of them, didn't you?
Yes.
So they're both dead. So there's 4 left.
All right.
4.
I'll need to reload. Does that take a specific action?
Reloading is in the combat actions, action economy, combat quick reference. There we are.
It's a simple action.
Reload weapon is a simple action.
All right, so I can't do the other thing I wanted to do. Oh well. I will reload.
terms of action economy. Yeah, you can do a simple action.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You get a movement, a combat action, a simple action, and a reflexive action, and any number of free actions.
In D&D terms, a simple action is a bonus action.
Mm-hmm. That makes it their turn.
Yep. And they're going to keep trying to wail on Sidra.
Me?
Sidra.
Sorry, Sidra.
Yes.
Gita.
Okay.
I was wondering why they're going for Citra.
They don't know I'm a psyker yet.
Again, they hit, but don't roll any sixes.
See, the problem is they've got one person that can insta-kill them up close, and one person that can insta-kill them from far away.
I have
Oh.
a pistol too.
I think more than one in both
Actually, yeah,
cases.
no, more than one. That they know of right now.
Oh, yeah, fair.
They actually deal 11 damage, which just hits your resilience in your current armor, so you take 1 shock.
Okay, I'm fine.
As this one actually manages to swing higher at your unprotected face and just actually clocks you across the jaw, and you feel it for a second, but
Fine too. But that's what Lucky would say no matter what. You've got 1 wound left. I'm fine.
So who's next?
I'll go.
Yeah, go for it.
We've got
There are
4
left.
4 left. I'm gonna probably go for the one that's up in get it step forward. So probably the one that's closest to 13. I pull out a force sword from somewhere within the pile of rags that is Sidra.
Did you take
Don't know where she got
Tacitus's
it.
force sword?
Yep. And
You got it from
try-
somewhere.
Yep, and I'm gonna try and stab. I'm not really trained in a sword, so it's kind of like just hacking. That's 2.
You actually miss. Their defense is 3.
Oh.
Cidra's like, Tacitus swings this with 1 arm. How hard could it be?
It's a force sword sized for a human, too. It's definitely not a Space Marine's force sword.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Damn it.
Thunk. Thunk.
That's
Mhm.
it. And then because I'm not really familiar, if I have a simple action, can I do that as well then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Then I will dull pain on who's gotten hit pretty hard so far? Anyone?
No one's gotten hit hard, but both
Who's-
13 and Gita have taken shock.
Okay. I'll
Gobbert's
probably
taken 4 wounds.
Oh, no, Gobbert did get hit, right?
Yeah.
I'll do it on Gobrick, because you're within 5 meters of me.
Yeah,
So
Gobbert's had 4
I'm-
wounds. I've taken 3 shock.
Cool. Yeah. So I'll do dull pain. See if it works first. Yes, definitely. I'll shift 1.
Oh, William,
can
you don't
only
have the
shift
right
1.
token for me, by the way.
Oh, right. Yeah, I started the Tacitus shift,
yeah.
and then you can swap that out later.
I shift 1 to boost this up a little bit. So you're desensitized to pain. Well, this is in effect. So for 1 round, you reduce however much shock you suffer by 2.
Okay.
So if you roll determination to soak stuff, you reduce the shock you take by 2.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I do that with existing wounds?
No, it has to be wounds that you would then take.
Okay.
Yeah. It
All right,
doesn't
cool.
back.
Would that also reduce shock you'd take if they hit your resilience dead on?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And I'm
Yep.
definitely at the point now where the next one I would certainly try to soak it. So thank you.
Yep. That's my turn.
One of the remaining mutants there was a weapon dropped, so the mutant is going to use its reaction to scrabble and pick up the shotgun that one of the enforcers drops. And in fact, two of the remaining mutants are going to use their reactions to pick up the dropped shotguns of their fellow enforcers. And the remaining 2 are actually going to use their reactions to go grab the shock mauls they dropped. So that they've picked up the weapons of their fallen comrades.
And a point. Only one of them gets to go.
It's their
Electronics
reactions. Their reactions.
Oh, reactions. Okay.
They're all just grabbing weapons with their reactions. Only one of them gets to actually swing one.
Yeah, fair enough.
I got the gist, though.
Because mutants have the reaction Desperation. Whenever a piece of war gear is dropped within 18 meters of a mutant, they sprint towards it and pick it up as a reflexive action. Their defense is reduced by 2 for the next round.
Oh, that makes my decision so much easier.
I'm very excited.
And how many of them are there? There's 4?
So one of the ones with the shotgun is going to... Actually, no. One of the ones with the shock maul is going to try and swing it at Gita.
Shock maul, you say? I could use a new melee weapon. Is a shock maul like a power hammer, but way worse?
No.
I mean, worse as in bad, not worse as in deadly.
It's basically a stun baton.
Oh, okay. Why would
It's a 40k stun baton.
It's what the Arbiter, or yeah.
It's the primary weapon of the Adeptus Arbites.
Is it two-handed?
No.
Then it's not a maul. It's a shock hammer.
I mean, it's a giant club. It's not really a hammer.
Yeah, but a maul is very specifically a two-handed hammer.
It's a thing you maul people with. Let's be honest here.
Well, mauling as an action is a ripping and tearing, so you don't even do that with it. It's incorrect in every possible definition.
But anyway. So, let's see. So the shock maul.
I'll still take one, though, after I kill them.
Mutant. What's his weapon skill? 6, and his initiative is 4, so he's rolling 10 dice. But yeah.
Because I could always use more weapons.
There's 6s. This is technically a crit. Which means that I need to roll a d66, because I forgot to do that last time.
I would have jumped in front of it to take it for you, but unfortunately my foot is stuck on the ground and I can't.
13 on the combat.
You go to do it and you just go half an inch and go, then just fall flat on the ground.
You all do see 13 try to move to run in between the maul and Gita, but there's just the foot stuck.
Okay, so 13 is a headshot. Well-aimed shot tears ragged chunks of bone and brain from the skull. The foe reels from such a violent strike, unable to focus. So, on top of whatever this attack does to you, even if it does no damage, you will suffer plus 1d3 wounds and be staggered.
Ooh. That's not good.
So they just smacked the shit out of you in the face.
And they're going to shift as they have... What's your defense, 5?
Yeah.
Okay, so they can shift 3 of those to extra damage.
Ooh.
It's a brutal weapon, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 extra damage. So that's 12 damage, AP minus 1.
So you take, if you had
Wait, I'm
resilience of 11.
Okay. Wait, I'm taking 12 or...
Oh, you're taking... There's 12 damage coming at you with your armor, but your armor is reduced by 1.
Okay.
So your resilience is 10 right now, if you reduce it by 1?
Yes.
So that means you're going. That means that's 2 wounds.
Okay.
And then...
You can, if you want, try to soak that and turn those into shock.
You're also going to take the extra 1d3. 1 sec. 1 more wound.
Can she soak that one or no?
You can, yeah, it's added to the total wounds of the attack. Okay. But the weapon is also a shock maul, which means it's agonizing. Every wound inflicted by an agonizing weapon also inflicts 1 shock.
3 wounds, 3 shock.
Oh, you might not want to try to soak those other 3 wounds then.
Yeah, no, because that would put me at 0 for shock. Yeah.
They're not very good at their job, but when they hit, the shock maul hurts. But then again, they stole that shock maul from a better opponent.
Like I said, new weapon for me later.
All right, who's next?
I think I'm the only one left.
Aside from the drones, yeah.
Yeah, aside from the drones. Does anybody mind me becoming just a whirling blender?
Please do.
Go for it.
Go right
And
ahead.
away.
Are they within 12 meters of each other?
Yes, and all of their
Okay.
defenses are currently 1 because they stoop to grab weapons.
On this episode of Will It Blend?
I'm yeah.
The answer is by the Emperor, yes.
Okay, then I would like to multi-attack all of them, if possible.
Do you also have Storm of Death?
No, but I have dual wielders, so it reduces the difficulty by the first extra 1 doesn't add difficulty, so I
you
only
only
have
got 2 extra ones, so it's just up by 4.
yeah.
Nice.
So they have a defense of 5 technically.
Yeah.
So I need to make 4 separate attacks, right?
No, just 1 attack and compare it to all of them.
Okay. Then here we go.
You make it.
Yay!
Yeah, that's 7.
Nice.
You can't shift that, but
Nah, I think it's all right because damage. Let's see. No extra damage, but it's base 11.
And what's the AP?
4. Or no, it's -3.
AP minus 3, 11 damage. They only have 5 resilience, so that goes down to 2 resilience. They're dead.
All right. So yeah, just quick burst of the rockets on her back. She shoots forward and just midsections, just twirls midsections, halves, plop, plop, plop.
It's the I know Holly has. I don't know how many of you have seen the anime Overlord.
Seen snippets.
But it's the Momon, Momon, the Raven Black Warrior with his 2 great swords just spinning through enemies.
Pretty much.
But as you leave the remains of this squad of mutants and these enforcers in chunks in the dirt, that is where we will end for the week.
say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Good.
Kick the enforcer.
Bye.